Tēnā koutou te whānau, ko oraki te maunga, tarakihi nui te awa, ko rangi waho te marae, ko Ngāti rangi waho te hapū, ko harauta rau ko taketimu o na waka, ko nai tāmanuhiri te iwi. Aha ko no te taira whiti ahau, ko Jody Toroa. Nā mihi.
Jody, we want to get to know you, so we're going to start off with those quick fire questions. First one is, what is your secret talent?
Secret ammunition, really, is, passion, pukumahi, aroha. That's my deadly weapons.
Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Ooh. All depends what influence, but usually a bit of an early bird. Night owl comes when I'm up to mischief.
If you could write a book about anything, what would you write that book about?
That's where I get a bit emotional, I suppose, because it would be my mum and dad.
Favourite genre of music?
I'd say Aotearoa. Aotearoa sounds, Latasha Lee, LAB, ko te mea tūtahi, ka ahau. Ka hau mo ake tonu atu. I love our whānau, love their vibe. Rob, Robo Ruha, just amazing. I love being Māori.
What is your favourite food?
Puha chocho and mutton birds. A bit of remana and kumara on side.
Tell me why you're running for council.
Ko tai mai te wai. Amazing time for our whānau, o te taira whiti, 5 seats around that table. It's not an individual Māori council, it's te rōpū. And te rōpū mō pakari ki te piki te ora o te whānau. So this is all about making a difference for our whānau. Whānui, everyone included, but particularly our whānau because, we've just had so much, I suppose, to contend with. Environmentally, our well-being, our oranga, and there's so much potential there.
What do you think you bring to the council table?
My sort of kaupapa has been around whānau Māori and all those kaupapas from tribunal hearings to being on marae committee, te reo kohanga with my own son, whānau whānui. So all those things as well as actually going to that council table around tūtai and our moana, around being involved in developing papakainga for ourselves and just so inside, outside, wero, understanding the system, and I think all those things are important, especially when I've come from a te iwi Māori space, so governance Māori, on committees, particularly post-settlement for Tāmanuhiri, which is my iwi, as well as kaimahi Māori, and here, being part of our marae. So all those things are really important to having a strong perspective on where our whānau are at and what are our actual drivers, be it economy particular, be it well-being of our whānau, and be it around, the other things when it comes to our resources.
If you are elected, what would you make your number one priority?
Ko te mea nui, he whakapai te mona nui. For too long, we've had tūtai in our mona, he kati. Nā iwi o tūranga nui a kiwa have put, resources into environmental court, resources into paying lawyers to remove that tūtai from the bay, he me kino, for the last 30 years. And the result of all that environmental hui were to actually sit down and have a partnership with council. Unfortunately, that extended the outcome of the tūtai being removed from our moana. So, for me, kāti, Tairawhiti Trust, come to the party. Tairawhiti Trust is everyone from our region. So you come to the party alongside the council and let's whakauti this paru. What I have realised in starting this kaupapa is te pane me te rawa kore. I never realised that our whānui o te Tairawhiti, 2/3 of our whānau are actually sitting in poverty. And I never realised that, which means that 3/4 of the whānau are actually tino pohara, whānau Māori. So now my thinking is moved in that we should be developing a baseline, a tikanga around all the business of the council, or the business of Trust Tairāwhiti, or the business of Eastland Group actually has a poverty baseline, meaning that oranga, because we have to move to a positive and not be in this, negative whakaaro, but there has to be a oranga calculation to everything that we do. So it's actually making a difference.
Who are at risk in our community, and what do you think can be done to help them?
We are all at risk. We see climate change as a distance from us, but we're all carrying this mate of climate risk, of climate change, and what's happening. So we are all feeling that, and when it rains up the coast, automatically our whānau start, The thinking's changing, And you're listening on Radio Ngāti Porou, they're giving where the roads are, what vehicle you should be driving, this is all around climate change. Toko, whānau still not living in their houses. Us here, it's so disruptive, but this is about our mokopuna, this is about us now, and we've really got to shift from where we are in pine space to ngāhere space, so that the land, the whenua, the mona, our awa, are actually giving back to Papatūānuku and this whole climate change, which is a global mate for all of us. But we start moving in that direction, we can perhaps survive and be more, leading and caring to each other and to our taiao.
What are your thoughts around 3 waters, and how could the council do a better job?
Yeah, the 3 waters is really challenging, and I support it. And that's a strong statement to make, because do we trust the Crown when it comes to, the big entities like Waka Kotahi, what's happening with our roads? So I have to have faith. I have to have faith in 3 waters, because the water is shit in the bay. The water is shit coming to our households, and that so many of our whānau need an extra tank when it comes to, quality water, human need, human right, ia whare, and the stormwater in town. So, the council's had more than 100 years plus to do the right thing, but they've managed to do the wrong thing. And, between Nadine and Jody before her, they've really put the accelerator on it. But this movement will take the pressure off our councillor and be managed by a group of specialists that we just don't have here anymore, engineers. So I have faith in the process.
If you could sum yourself up with one word, what would that one word be?
Kamakama. Kamakama is when you give strongly of yourself.